I'm going to introduce to you our student who has been volunteering in South Sudan. The goal or mission of South Sudan is actually to train these students to be leaders, to go back to South Sudan and go and give back. So some of these students has been in South Sudan volunteering for about a year, and some went back to Kakuma Refugee Camp, where we initially get them. So I'm going to introduce our first speaker, Magay Malwat. Is a leader, is a student leader at Koilel High School. Maghai hope to be electrical engineering. So welcome, Maghai.
Thank you, Arok. This is Maghai Malwat. So I'm in Koilel High School. I would like to be an electrical engineer. So the time that electrical engineer came in me, that the time I got interested in electrical engineer, I got interested when I was in Kakuma Refugee Camp in 2010, when I found someone called James who was fixing wires. So I got interested in that career. And in 2011, I was interviewed by Seeds of South Sudan and I qualified. So in 2012, I was brought here in Nakuru. I went to Root Academic. I started learning there in Root Academic. In grade 7, I was selected to be a school leader, that is school president, when I was in grade 7 in 2016. In 2017, I graduated from my grade 8 and I went to Koilel High School. In Koilel High School, I'm in grade 11 right now, and I'm a school leader. I'm Koilel High School president, that is school head boy. So, and I'm leading in that school very well. The students usually appreciate me, and the total population of those students is 1,500 and above that I'm leading. And they usually appreciate, and I'm really appreciate the opportunity that you have given me, that I came here to Kenya. And in that school, I think that is the best school. And I'm really proud of you. Thank you so much for your time and for your support. Thank you so much.
Sue, unmute. There you go.
Yes, Arok, thank you. Arok, you're muted. Thank you, Maghai, for that truly beautiful testimonial. And he is truly a humble leader at Koilel High School. Arok, do you want to introduce our next speaker?
Yes, thank you. I'm going to introduce to you one of our next speaker. She is a very bright student, Atem. Adudu hope to study to be a lawyer, and she was in South Sudan volunteering as a teacher and also giving back to the community in many different ways. So help me welcome Atem.
Hi. My name is Atem. I was born and spent most of my early childhood in Kakuma Refugee Camp. My life changed when Seeds of South Sudan. My life changed when Seeds of South Sudan selected me to join Roots Academy in Nakuru. I graduated in 2014 and went to Kipsigis Girls and graduated in 2018. In 2020, I went to Paliao, South Sudan to give back to the community. I volunteered as a teacher. I taught English language in grade 5 and science in grade 2. When I was a teacher, I learned to be patient with my students. I also learned to be to be appreciative of what I have, since most students back in Paleau didn't have an opportunity to some things like electricity and a conducive learning environment. I also volunteered in Paleau Clinic, where I joined a team of people who are educating our community on the importances of cleaning our environment and taking care of ourselves to prevent diseases like cholera and malaria. Thank you so much for your support, and may God bless you.
Thank you so much, Aduta Atem, for speaking to our sponsors about your appearances in South Sudan. I'm going to introduce to you our next speaker, which is Bior Wek, and he's one of our students who hope to be a medical doctor. And the few weeks he spent at Kakuma Refugee Camp, when he returned from South Sudan, he was volunteering, teaching biology in Kakuma Refugee Camp. So please helping me welcome Bior Wek to speak to our supporters. Welcome, Bior Wek.
Thank you, Arok. My name is Bior Wek, as you've heard. I was born in Paleau. Later, I had to move to Kakuma because of security reasons. In the year 2011, I was lucky to be selected by the Seeds of South Sudan through interview and brought to Nakuru, where I started my school in Roots Academy. I graduated in the year 2015 in Roots Academy and joined Baringo High School, where I completed in the year 2019 with success, of course. Then I went back to South Sudan in the year 2020 to give back to my community. So I really thank the Seeds of South Sudan for having taken us on such an adventurous trip. It was really good that we had to go back and give to the community and help those who are back there. There I volunteered as a teacher, and I taught mathematics, science, and Christian religious education. When Corona came in, schools had to be closed, so we took part in community activities. And I fished in the Nile River, and I also helped in church activities. I helped the Council of Elders in memorizing Bible verses. And later on, early this year, I returned and I had to pass through Kakuma, where I volunteered as a biology teacher and physics in Kakuma. So thank you very much, the Seeds of South Sudan, for the support you've given us. I really appreciate your help. May you continue the same spirit. May God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bior Wek. I'm going to present to you our next speaker, who is Deng Dhieu. Deng has been also a leader at Root Academy. And Deng is actually at the University of Nairobi, studying international relations and diplomacy. So here is Deng Dhieu.
My name is Deng Dhieu. I was born in Wangle, South Sudan. I first came to Kakuma in 2000 during the Second Sudanese Civil War, and I applied for the scholarship Seeds of South Sudan in 2008, and I was blessed, and I joined Roots Academy in 2008 and graduated my primary education in 2014. I joined Utumishi Boys Academy in 2015 to 2018 and graduated and joined and went back to South Sudan and give back to the society and the community there to help them in their chores at home and also to teach in Paleau Primary School. When I was there, I was happy to meet new friends and those people who are living there. and I volunteered by teaching them mathematics, English, science, and Christian religious education. I was very grateful when I was there because I appreciated how important it is to help others and for you to be helped too. Currently, I'm at the University of Nairobi pursuing Bachelor of Arts in Diplomacy and International Studies. I'm a second year student. Thank you all for the opportunity you have given to me. You have changed my life, and I want to change the life of others too, like the way you have helped me change my life. At the home base, I'm helping Arok and Peter when we are renovating the house. We are there to ensure that our house is beautiful and also ensure that everything is in control. I also help tutor new students like Akwal and Arok. They are new students and they need help in subjects like Swahili, maths, and English. I thank you all for the support you have shown me, and us too, as the people from Seeds of South Sudan, for your great support. You have stayed with us during this time, and we appreciate the work you are doing. May God bless you, and thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Deng Dhieu, for taking your time to speak to our supporters. I'm going to introduce to you our next speaker, who is Thuch Mawut, and Thuch hope to study business. He is given opportunity. So, welcome, Thuch Mawut.
Thank you. My name is Thuch Mawut. I was born in Kakuma and later on privileged to join Roots Academy in 2008 and later completed in 2015 and later on joined Koilela High School where I completed my grade 12 and later went to South Sudan. When I went home, it was a new experience to me. I interacted with people there, our relatives that we have left back at home. And I later on, I was privileged to go to Pagok Primary School where I volunteer as a teacher. I really help those children by encouraging them by trying to make songs so that they can be motivated to come to school. And I really tried. And later on, when coronavirus knocked in, I went back to the society where I was helping the elderly, and we show them love by washing their clothes and try to clean their environment so that they can be comfortable, and everything was fine. I really thank the Seeds of South Sudan for the help, and I'm ready to give back again. Thank you.
Thank you, Thuch Mawut, for speaking to our sponsors and supporters.
Arok, I was just going to say, for people that don't know, that's the White Nile in the background. I couldn't resist putting this photo in. It's on my bucket list to see the Nile, but several of our students have talked about the opportunity to fish there and be close to the White Nile. So these are the group of young men who were on this most recent trip, correct?
Yeah, this was the one car. Those were the group that was in one car. The other one are ladies. So thank you. So I'm going to introduce to you our next speaker, who is Amour Mamer. She went back to Kakuma Refugee Camp to give back there as a teacher, and Amour hoped to be a lawyer. He went there to apply for his scholarship, hoping to go to Canada. He has not got the result yet, but she is hopeful. So welcome, Amour Mamer.
My name is Amour, Mamer Thuch. I was born in South Sudan and I came to Kakuma Refugee Camp during the Civil War. I was interviewed and selected by Seeds of South Sudan and I joined Roots Academy in 2008. I graduated in 2015 and went to Nakuru Girls High School where I graduated in 2019. Later, I went back to the camp where I went and teach in a high school. I was teaching English and geography. Back in the camp, there's still insufficiency in education, and this is mostly affecting the girl child education since they are denied the right to go to school. When they become of age, they're taken back to South Sudan and they're forced to get married. And I really hope that something could be done so that such girls could go back to school. In the camp still there is problems due to outbreak of diseases such as malaria and typhoid. So many people are dying because of such diseases, both the infants and the adults. There is also lack of basic needs. Several families survive on 1 meal cost per day, and they are living in poor houses. Such people need a lot of help because Kakuma is a potential ground of where people can learn and change their lives. I believe that when help is given, just like the help I was given, these people can make a difference in future. Thank you very much for this opportunity and for all that you have done unto me. I really appreciate what you guys have done, and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Amour, Mamer. Our next speaker is Jok Machar Jok, who hoped to be a medical doctor. Jok also went to Kakuma Refugee Camp to volunteer and also to apply for a scholarship. Because he and Amour scored very high in a high school certificate of education in Kenya, which is exam that is given to students when they reach grade 12. So welcome, Jok Machar Jok.
Thank you, Arok. So my name is Jok Machar Jok, one of the students of Seeds of South Sudan. I was born in South Sudan and came to Kakuma in 2009 due to insecurity in South Sudan. I was very lucky to be interviewed by Seeds of South Sudan and taken to Roots Academy to pursue my primary education, where I graduated in 2015. I joined Capital Boys High School and graduated in 2009. After my graduation in 2009, in grade 12, I went back to Kakuma, whereby I volunteered as a high school teacher, and it was a very challenge. Graduating from high school and going back to teaching in high school, but this was due to inadequacy of professional teachers. There were no professional teachers in the camp, and I tried to help those students back in the camp in the high school. Also, the classes in the high school was so congested that there will be suffocation in classes, since there will be around 120 students in a class, that in a smaller class. Also, the student will alternate, since some will come in the morning and others come in the evening. Also, the student there was also lack of meals, as people eat only 1 meal per day, and it is always a challenge to the students. Also, the writing materials were inadequate, since there will be no books, pens, and also the teacher used the dusty chalks. Also, after teaching in the school, I'll come back in the evening, tutor some students that has been identified by the Seeds of South Sudan, so that they can learn basics of English and mathematics. Also, I help in construction of bricks that they use in construction houses, and it was a great opportunity to be taken by Seeds of South Sudan, and I would like to thank Seeds of South Sudan for the great job that they've done in me, that transformed my life to be somebody in life. And I pray that in future, they can do to other people also. They help them like they have helped me. Thank you a lot for the opportunity, and I'm grateful. May God bless you and bless you abundantly. Thank you. Thank you a lot.
Thank you, Jok Machar. I am going to introduce to you Our next speaker, who is Deng Mayen Deng. Deng didn't go to South Sudan because he was sick at the time the group left. Deng hoped to start a business if he get opportunity. Please help me welcome Deng Mayen Deng.
Thank you, Arok. My name is Deng Mayen Deng. I was born in Kakuma Refugee Camp. I vividly remember the situation back home because I had to tolerate situations like sleeping hungry sometimes. I was happy to be interviewed by the Seeds of South Sudan in the year 2009. I joined Roots Academy. I graduated in the year 2015, joined Koilel High School, and graduated in the year 2019. I traveled back to Kakuma to give back to my community. I was a Boy Scout back in Roots Academy. My patron taught me how to give first aids and have been giving first aids to kids with minor injuries. I've also took part in Bible studies. We formed Bible study programs, and we have strengthened faith of our students. I volunteered in Bortown Primary School as a teacher. I taught students English, social studies, and Christian religion education. I thank the State of South Sudan for giving me this opportunity to give back to my society. Thank you so much, and I love you all.
Thank you so much, Deng Mayen, for taking your time to speak to our supporters. I am going to introduce, I think this is all. I'm going to introduce myself. Well, I thank you all, our friends and supporters, for always being a blessing to our students. As you hear from the word, they are very thankful. You have changed their life. That means you are also changing the life of a community because of what they have done in South Sudan and back in Kakuma Refugee Camp. So I'm very thankful and very appreciative. Without you, we would have not come this far. It is a blessing. I'm very thankful to the Board of Seeds of South Sudan for all that they do night and day to make sure that our program is going. So I would like to talk to you and also thank you, all our supporters. I have been given an opportunity to be with my family for 9 years and to be with Seeds of South Sudan. So I'm very grateful and very thankful. I have also been working with the renovation of our home base with some of our college students like Deng Dhieu. We have transformed our home base from a single family home to a big family home student, and especially with since the COVID-19, we have been working on a lot of things to make sure that our students are healthy and protected. So I am very thankful for the opportunity, and may God bless you all. I'm going to introduce to you one of our board members, John Gonda, who has been a very good friend of mine to close our program. Thank you, and God bless you.
Arok,
Welcome,
I
John.
think before that time, we have a few questions. We do have a few minutes, and there were 2 questions. There's some more questions coming in. So, Peggy, are you monitoring? There was a question about COVID, and then there's and then next a question directed to Amour and Deng. Tell us more about your work in the camp. This is very touching. So, can we do that first, perhaps?
Sure. So welcome, Amour. So could you tell a little bit more about your work experience in the camp?
Teaching in the camp wasn't that easy because they are very Teaching in the camp wasn't easy because they have a lot of students in one class, and these students, they really wanted to learn, but due to lack of academic materials, I want to say like books, pens, chalks for them to write, it was a little bit difficult for them to learn. And also they were depending on one meal cost per day. So most of them didn't have the energy to come to school. So they will not come to school. It will be a problem for a teacher because in one day the students are many, in the other day they are less, due to all the challenges that they were facing. And in general, the students really wanted to learn.
Thank you, Amour. Thank you, Amour. I am going to call on Deng Mayen to tell us more a little bit about activities that he participated in the camp.
Thank you so much. So the camp had a lot of experiences. Children, the little ones, we had to give them hope and show them that they can have a future. We took them through motivational speaking in the Bible studies, all of it. We also took part in community development projects like building houses. We usually build our houses communally. And so they are mostly made of mud and iron sheet. That's so all we do is we come together and we make our community better. We have given them hope and they can see hope. Thank you.
Sung and Amour, this is John Odell in California. I just wanted to say, I can tell from the way you're speaking that you are good teachers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Arok, can you actually, there was also a question about there's some lovely comments. Thank you. I hope everyone's reading the chat box. And a comment about post-high school opportunities. Is there someone who can speak about that for us? Or Arok, could you speak about that?
Sure. Thank you. I think I can speak about that. We hope that our students get opportunities to go to trade school, those who are capable. Some want to be electrical engineers, and there are some schools that not really school, but there are some trade schools that offer electrical engineering, being a masonry, to build houses. There are also some schools that offer someone to opportunity to be a carpenter. So there are a lot of things that our students hope to get involved to go and help back in South Sudan. Some of them hope like Jok Machar and Bior Wek, if they get opportunity to be a medical doctors, to go back to help people back in South Sudan. So our students are very hopeful, but we don't know what the future holds for them because so far we don't have funds to send them for higher education. But our students have high hope that if they are given opportunity, they could be able to go back and help change the situation of South Sudan.
There was also a question about COVID. Arok, can you address COVID in Nakuru and maybe the students, one of the students, Jok Machar, about South Sudan, Kakuma, and a third student from South Sudan?
Well, thank you. Right now in Kenya, Nakuru is one of the counties under the lockdown. So we are under the lockdown in Nakuru. And from yesterday, the numbers, the cases of corona has reduced, which is a good thing. Situation in other counties, 5 counties, which Nakuru is one of them, are increasing. But Nakuru has been, the numbers in Nakuru have been going down. So the situation in Kenya is getting better in some places. It's just change hand. It could be this county, this month, and then next month it could be another county. So we are locked down here in Nakuru. So we make sure that here only people who go out are those who go and get our food, do some shopping. But most of our students, all of our students stay home, learning, doing Bible studies, tutoring each other. That's how we spend our time. Also help with renovation of the home base. So they help me a lot with few things, sometimes helping me with painting of the houses. Thank you. I'm going to call on Jok Machar to talk more about his appearance in Kakuma Refugee Camp.
Thank you again, Arok, for the opportunity. So life in Kakuma was not that easy, as I can say. Since being a teacher in the camp where the students are always hungry, there's no food that you can offer in school, but they only depend on going back home and eat that one meal, and that will survive them for the whole day until the next morning. Also, the teaching facilities were that low, as we use dusty chalk, and also they are not enough. Also, the writing material for the students were not enough. Some will just write on the sun, and others will use one book for all the subjects that they are taking. And that was a challenge to all of the students. Also, the student will come from morning up to afternoon, while others will come in the afternoon, and the temperatures in the classes, in the iron sheets, the temperatures are very high, which make the class to be so heated up, and suffocation in the class was very high, leading some students not to be concentrating in class. And we used to encourage them to just continue working hard, listen to what the teacher is saying, and always pray that one day they'll get a good education somewhere else. Also, in the camp, we also helped others in the construction of the bricks that they used to build the houses. And these things, and this is the work that we used to go and give the service to the community. After the Form 4, we have to go and give back so that they can appreciate what the Seeds of South Sudan has done to us. And I'm always happy for what the Seeds of South Sudan has done to me as I myself, because being the life that I saw in Kakuma, it was a privilege being taken by Seeds of South Sudan. And I will always thank Seeds of South Sudan for my life and for the experience that I've taken in here. Thank you, and always God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jok Machar. I'm going to call on Bior Wek to talk a little bit more about his appearance when he was in South Sudan.
Particularly COVID, the situation with COVID is what the question was in South Sudan.
Okay. In South Sudan, the situation is not that tense. So it's not the conditions. You know, the land is big and there are a few number of people. So you find that the spread is not on that wide area. You find people are living at a distant places. You find 100 meters, a distance of 100 meters from one home to another. So the situation is not that tense like here in Kenya. And also, you find that the facilities there are not that very improved. So you find that it's not very easy to know that that person is suffering from COVID-19 because the facilities are not readily available in the villages. Thank you.
Can you talk about the flooding and the internally displaced persons camp? Because I think things will be more crowded there. People here probably aren't as aware of all the environmental challenges in East Africa.
Move a little closer so you can be heard.
So the situation about the floods, actually, Paliao has been flooded as we talk right now. So those who are living in Paliao have moved to Gwalior, which is an internal place camp in the Lake States. So the situation there, okay, the situation about coronavirus is a little bit tensed because many people have come together and they're living in that place. But still, floods. The flood is not in the camp. As you know that it is the other side of the river that has flooded. The side of Jonglei State. Yeah, it is the one that has flooded. So the boat town and going backwards to Paliao, the place that has flooded. So those who are there had to be evacuated by boats and taken to Gwalior, where the UN is taking care of them, providing them food and.
I had the.
Can you mute Ms. Sample? hit mute. Unless you were asking a question. There was another question from Karen. How available are jobs, and does COVID have an impact on that? I assume she means in South Sudan.
So the jobs in South Sudan. Okay, the jobs have not been closed down in South Sudan, but you have to wear your face mask when you're going to do a job. So there are those jobs that have not been closed down. For example, the bank jobs have not been closed down. You know that money has to be running when people are in the. So the jobs have not been closed down in the South Sudan.
I think the person asking was thinking about when you all go back. I guess there's fishing. Can you kind of talk about what some of the job opportunities are? Okay.
So, in South Sudan, it's a new nation and most of the resources have not been utilized. So if you are that person who is highly innovative and can come up with a business idea, you can easily implement that idea. So for example, the fishing area has not been that advanced. So you find that people are using the traditional methods of fishing. So if you are that person who have been skilled in fishing, you can invest in that field of fishing and make good money. Also, the land is vast. The land is very big. You can do agriculture there. And also you find that in the whole of Paliao, you find that there are no hospitals. Actually, that one inspired me to do medicine because you find that there's only one hospital and there are a lot of people in the outskirts. People are very many and people need to be attended by the hospital. So you can come up with a hospital or you get employed in the hospital because there are no trained personnel or educated. And also schools have not been improved. You don't have qualified teachers. So if you go there, you can be a good teacher, can be employed as a teacher. Yeah.
Great. Donna asked, are volunteer teachers in the camp also getting only one meal a day? And is there a way to offer a snack to those coming to school?
Yeah, could I speak to that question? Especially in a refugee camp, the situation, the United Nations always give you a little food to survive. So there are nothing like snack. I wish there are ways that the UN could do that. But most of the time, the number of the refugees come in the world increase and they cut the food ratio down most of the time. So in Kakuma, people are not used to eat things like snack because the UN always complain that there are many refugees every year or every month. There are refugees everywhere, and UN don't have enough money always to feed them, to give them enough food. So the UN always try to do what they can. There are many students in the camp. I wish there is a way we could do something to support them with snack so that they will be able to concentrate on their learning Seeds of South Sudan actually did a little bit of help because of the help from Arada Cabinet Church. So we provide some wheat flour to make bread. And kids were very, very thankful to get opportunity to eat bread, because in a refugee camp is always bean and corns, which is maize. That's what you eat. You don't have a lot of choice about what you eat. You eat what is available, and it's always not enough. I can say with my experience when I was in refugee camp for almost 10 years, I never had enough food that I say I don't want to eat this. I only want to eat, I always want to eat more if I could get something. So that is a situation, but I wish if there is a way we could help provide something, that would be so helpful to those kids who are in Kakuma refugee camp.
One last question, and we're doing fine on time, so I don't think we need to move to the close just yet. Rona asked, the students show clear leadership qualities. Is this something that Seeds works to instill in the participants? If so, how? And I would, Arok, recommend that you talk about how they are recommended by the elders to start with.
In the refugee camp, we have community leaders who always recommend the students who are orphan, the students who have potential to be the leaders in the community, students who are willing to give back to the community, students who are weak most of the time because of malnutrition. These are the students whom we give them first opportunity. In our case right now, we are calling to all our supporters, because we have some girls who are old, who are 15, 14, and sometimes like Amour talk about, these students sometimes they get back to South Sudan to get married, or sometimes get forced married and things like that. We want to give this girl opportunity as soon as we could develop them, get them to school, because Seeds of South Sudan will protect them by sending them to school. And that is what they hope. This student has been waiting for 5 years, 6 years. And sometimes when I go there, some of them are already left. They went back to South Sudan because they give up. And some are still hoping there. So my visit this time was very, very emotional, because one of the girls came to me and say, I'm going to, my aunt want to take me to South Sudan and we are leaving tomorrow. And I've been waiting for you. Could you talk to my aunts to leave me here, not to take me to South Sudan? And I say, well, I will try. And when I talked to this lady, she was very thankful. And she said, if there is a hope that this girl will go to school, I will be blessed, because I will make sure that she is in good hands and that she will be educated and that she will help us in the future. I only want to take her back to South Sudan because I get worried, when she get old enough here in the Kakuma Refugee Camp, she might be involved in some legal activities, that she might be armed. So I want to make sure I take her to South Sudan, so that I will be watching her. If she gets married over there, maybe I will get something. So this student, the girl especially, always at risk, high risk of not getting opportunity to get to school, and high risk of getting married while they are young. Thank you. And I'm very glad that Dhieu, as one of our volunteers, provide some money so that we get her, one of our bond members, to get her out of Kakuma as soon as possible. So hopefully next week she will be here.
One last question was about opportunities for students to get scholarships to study in North America. You might describe the Canada Scholarship. And I do know we looked into the cost of seeing if we could get scholarships to a seminary here in Denver, for our 2 students that have now graduated, and the discounts were very low. It was going to cost, $10,000 per person. So we have not found any American universities as generous as the government of Canada. So maybe you could address that, Arok. We had a screen freeze. Hopefully he'll be back with us in a minute. While we're waiting for him to come back on, Sue, why don't you put up, are you, okay, we're live again. Go ahead. Did you hear my question?
We have not been hearing you while yes, Peggy on our side. I don't know. The internet is very low.
Okay, I will answer the question that was in the chat. Can you put, Sue, can you put Mamer and, Amour and Jok Machar back up? Currently, John Madiop, one of our earlier students who finished high school several years ago, got a full scholarship from the government of Canada. And these 2 students, Jok Machar and Amour Mamer, that you heard from this morning, have been in an interview process for most of the last year. And it sounds like they still have one hurdle. But in terms of study in the US, I think getting a scholarship from the government of Canada is about the only realistic opportunity to study in North America. Everything else would be 10 times more expensive.
I'm very sorry, Peggy, we are not hearing you here. I hope our supporters and our friends are hearing you.
John, can you type in the chat? So we did some checking, and it's $30,000 a year to go to most universities in the United States, and the University of Nairobi is about $3,000 a year. Medical school is about $6,000 a year at the University of Nairobi. So it's just really, with the number of students we have graduating high school, it's just not feasible for our students to come to this continent unless they're getting a full ride from the government of Canada. And John Madiop is in maybe his 3rd year, Sue, in Canada.
I don't know with COVID, they were also stopped for a while, but yes, he's been here 3 years anyway.
And we hope to get him down to Colorado. We are going to have a fundraiser in August at the home of Karen Markham. And we're not sure the timing will work for that, but with frequent flyer miles, if anybody has United frequent flyer miles they'd like to donate, we'd love to get John Madiop down because he's a whole lot closer than all the other students.
And it looks like Arok is back now and we're about to wrap up, but thank you. Yes. And board members, we're happy to address questions. And I'll just say, as I turn it over to Arok and John again, would love to, so appreciative of your support. And if you want to be involved in any other way, we would be delighted to have you. So reach out to us and join us in this amazing mission that Arok has set for us. John?
Thank you, everyone, for being here and taking up your Saturday. Thank you for the support you're given. I am very impressed, and I think all of you are, hearing from the students and what they are doing. It is showing that Seeds of South Sudan, as a very small nonprofit, is doing very good and big works. Thank you for your help. We have the money to be able to send these students to South Sudan. I think one of the important parts of the education process is experience. Not just sitting in classrooms, either in the high schools or in the universities that we're able to send them to, but having real life experience. And the experiential learning is a big part of it. And we're sending these students to South Sudan so they can grow in their knowledge and help others there in South Sudan. We have the money to send them there, but we need to raise money to make sure we can bring them back. We are asking that we need donations to raise $4,000 to be able to safely bring our students back from their experience in South Sudan. And I hope you can be generous in sending support either online or through the mail, through the address that we have for the organization. Thank you so very much for being here, and thank you for your questions. I believe the session has been recorded, and you can view this later. Peggy, why don't you wrap it up and say how they could actually see the recorded version of this?
We have a YouTube channel, and one of our volunteers, Tom Pond, could not be here today, but this is actually his Zoom account, is going to edit it for us. And I think I'll probably share it through our e-newsletter, and possibly we can get it up on YouTube as well once it's edited. So it may be a little while to get that edited, but that we'll send a link out to YouTube. And just so everybody knows, Seeds of South Sudan has a YouTube channel. You can go to youtube.com and put in the search Seeds of South Sudan, and there are probably 10 videos. And we have one that we have a wonderful professional video editor volunteer, Taylor Widman, who has done 2 recent videos, and one is Amour, Mamer, and Jok Machar, who were teaching the young children the song Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes. And it's very cute. And we'll be getting that one up in the next few days. So I think, what was Arok going to do the final?
Arok, we just want to say, so wonderful to see you. You are such an inspiration. I don't know if you're hearing us, but can we all say thank you?
Thank you. Bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Arok. Thank you to all the kids.
Thank you.
Arok.
Thank you.
Sue,
Thank you.
go ahead and put up the final that has the contact for donations.
Well, it's our web address. I started having some issues too.
Okay. Well,
if you don't know our website, there it is at the bottom there.
www.seedsofsouthsudan.org.
Yes.
Yes, and there's a big red donate button in the upper right corner of the home page. So you can go right there, and it's just been updated. We used to have it go to information about ordering greeting cards, but now for Mother's Day, if you want to give a gift in memory of your mother, or in honor of a mother in your life, or in celebration of a mother that you know, Arok's wife, Ayak, is a mother to all the kids. She really does not want to be in the limelight, so we haven't really published anything, but she would be a nice person to honor for a Mother's Day gift. And our P.O. Box is 232 Arvada, Colorado 80001. And
you can see that on the website as well when you pull it up.
And if any of you I think most of the names that have come through are people who are on our print newsletter list. I think everybody knows about this who's gotten an email blast. We are now doing about 8 email blasts a year because they're a lot quicker to turn around, but we do 2 print newsletters. So if any of you are not getting our print newsletter, Byron, when did those go in the mail? Was that Thursday, Friday? Looks like
he just stepped away. But
okay. Anyway, if you don't have, if you think you're on our list and you don't have it by Monday or Tuesday, please reach out to us. I put my email address in the chat. I am leading a group of 7 or 8 people. We were originally going in August of last year, and it's kind of a moving target with Kenya having a 3rd wave of COVID. But we're having periodic Zoom meetings. You don't have to be in Colorado to be part of the trip. Please reach out to me if you are even thinking of it. I can send you costs and itinerary. There's some sightseeing, but we're going to do leadership training and health screening. Jill Flaitland is a public health nurse, and she's going to be the leader on that.
I wanted to thank the students and tell them how impressed we are with the talks they gave today. It helps us to understand what's going on, and you bless us, but we want to bless you with your continued work. Thank you for what you're doing.
Arok,
You are
very
welcome.
impressive.
Thank you.
Very
God
impressive.
bless you. Thank you.
And I'd like to give the opportunity to anybody else who'd like to speak up. We'll wrap up in just about 1 or 2 minutes, but please speak up.
Becky had a message in the chat to Bior Wek that all from Milliken Church are very impressed with what he had to say.
Bob and Barb, go ahead.
I was just going to say we're just so proud of what all of you have accomplished, and the students and the staff and the board. This is an amazing, small but vital nonprofit.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you.
And I will say we hope to continue to do this. Arok is scheduled to come back to us for the summer, coming back at the end of May. And we think this is such a meaningful way to see what our operations look like. So we hope to do this again in September. So hopefully you'll join us again and see the latest developments.
Yeah, Zoom is a great format for a meeting like this. It's wonderful. We have people from all over the country and in Uganda and Kenya, right? On this call. That's amazing.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Thank you guys so much for taking this opportunity and for all the support you have given us. I am very thankful. I'm very blessed by your friendship, by your support. May God bless you.